The journey, the journey, the journey, the journey, the journey, journey to radiance, 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 journey to radiance.
So now, that's why the Chinese, they're quick to, the Chinese, with the propaganda of Europe and everything, they don't have it there because everything is locked.
Yeah.
They say, hey, we don't want our kids, especially because this generation of the new millennials, it's easy for them to be impressionable.
Yeah, yeah.
So basically we need a strong fist and a strong leaders, African leaders, and black people who can really have their own iron fist, not in a dictatorship type of way,
Right.
but in a way where we say we want our narrative to be as godly, so our kids can grow up in a beautiful world.
Right. We have our narrative, something that affirms who we are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Africa for the Africans.
Yeah,
That's
declare
right.
the decree, the affirmation.
That's right.
And so I'm going to pose this question to both of you, because I know that we have a lot of listeners out there that are of different races, that aren't necessarily African American, but that find a lot of wealth in the Journey to Radiance movement.
Yeah.
When do we get to a point where we consider the table a multicultural table? When we're talking about what we're talking about now is really getting to a point where we can be strong as Africans, melanated people around the world. How do people who aren't of African descent, how do they fit into that picture? Because I know that the folks in the apartheid government were fearful when they would see us talk because their mindset was, they're going to hurt us. If too many of them are talking and getting together, they're going to do harm to us. So I know even Dr. Phyllis, you said that's not even our mind state.
It's not.
But when do we get to a point when we say that we're okay now to have dialogue, and in relationship and building with others,
Well, we start that now. I'm doing that now. I'm having those conversations now with all of the people that I work with. We're an intermediary organization. So we work with people who work with black males. Well, most black males are taught by white women, right? And so we have these conversations with white women. We have all kinds of conversations. And what we try to get people to understand is if you are not African American, right? If you are not, having the knowledge, having the understanding enlightens you. It helps you. It helps you to be a better communicator. It completely destroys the fear because the fear is just coming from ignorance, right? You don't know and you're guessing and you're worried and you're paranoid because of
based
what
on a
your
lot of that media.
Right, and what your ancestor did. You know you done wrong, right? It's like little kids stuck their hand in a cookie jar and then they're guilty, right? So now they're fearful, right?
But not even that kid's child now.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think
that
I
kid's
hear that a lot.
grandchild.
Like, I haven't done anything. Some of my best friends or this or that.
But they still inherited the fear.
They inherited not only just the fear, but the privilege.
Yeah.
And I think that that's really the core of it. Like, can you understand the privilege that you've received and how that affects those that have been labeled as different?
Yeah.
I
struggle with the term privilege.
Yeah,
I do. I struggle with
well,
it because I'm
break
like,
it down.
it's not a privilege
to
behave
it's not
the
a
way
privilege.
it's not. It's not. It's something else. It's barbarianism. It's something else. It's not.
It's detrimental.
It is. It
because
really
it then
is.
poisons the child
Right.
who didn't take the cookie to
Right.
believe that I'm entitled to that.
Right.
But then when they come into their consciousness, having to reprogram themselves, and you meet a lot of folks that are of different races, and they mix. So I know you travel around the world, and you meet a lot of good people,
Yeah.
despite color. And I think this is something Martin Luther King was really talking about.
Yes.
You know, how do we get to that point where that color scheme that was designed by oppressors doesn't exist anymore, and we can judge each other by the content of our character, not the color of our skin.
Yeah,
Ashe?
I
Yeah,
do,
yeah,
Ashe. I do believe that that's happening now, and I think it's important for us to give from our excess and not from our essence,
Not our
right?
essence,
Because
okay.
when I fill myself up to overflowing, right, and I have something to give, I show up as a complete person, a whole person. And now I can interact with you. But if I haven't filled up my own cup, I might not even see you, even though we look like each other. I might not even see you
that was
as my
exactly
equal.
that was exactly what I was gonna say. You know, this motion and notion of unity in diversity,
Yes.
and that thing of saying, I believe we have to start to heal our own,
Yes.
fill our own cups, because we've been sharing from our cup a long time. So now, we're talking about, let's be, let's include. We're excluded for a while. So I'm saying let's teach our own first, but we naturally have ubuntu, humility and the industrial humbleness. It's natural to us, so it's easy for us to still pour from the same full cup, but we can't share half. We have to start filling each other's cups and protect our women and children of our black kind, and let's see us grow into one powerful nation.
Yes.
I would also add protect our men.
Oh yes,
You know what I'm
yes.
saying?
Yes.
Because sometimes we get left out of that. And as we
Oh, that's
know, it's a lot of men that have been left behind
Oh,
Yes.
emotionally,
That's true, that's
spiritually, and been kind of isolated. Is, well, you're a man. You're fine.
Oh,
We don't need to
yeah.
take care of you.
Oh yeah,
And I know you know that.
I know
Just
that. I know
the work
that,
that
yeah.
you do as a healer,
Yeah.
and so many young men and men that you heal just through your words and your actions. MXO, Journey to Radiance, Journey to the Dream.
Yes.
All the way from South Africa. We're going to get into our final health and healing moment with Dr. Phyllis, the Body Whisperer, and then potentially we'll come back and MXO can give us another little piece, potentially from So Beautiful, the song. And
All
then
right,
we'll get into
and you have to break it down what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, we'll have to break
And
it
how
down.
we did the song.
And how we did the song.
Woo! Woo! What a beautiful day to be in the studio. All right. Well, for this final health and healing moment, I would like to introduce you to a little bit of breath and a little bit of movement. We want to open up our vision centers and allow us to dream and manifest the dream. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all of the fingers out, just our right hand, and bring our fingertips together, right? Bring our fingertips together. We're going to place our fingertips right in that space between our eyebrows. This is a really important vision center. And we're going to press in just slightly, just so that we can feel the fingertips there. We're going to breathe into this spot, and we're going to just hold for about 12 seconds. Not hold the breath, we're just going to hold the position. So you'll hear me when the 12 seconds is up, but we'll go silent for just about 12 seconds. So let's begin breathing slowly and deeply in and out.
to the Dream featuring MXO, all the way from South Africa. Before we get into these takeaways, MXO, give us another little something. Can you give us, you did an amazing verse on the song, So Beautiful. Can you give us that and tell us what you're saying in that? And then potentially, Dr. Phyllis, we could put a link to that video in the podcast. The video was shot in Johannesburg, Lesotho, Eastern Cape, 3 years ago, huh? 2 years ago. MXO, take us away.
Baxabene oxam bexabene ngengxoxo bexakwe yinxubakaxa. Baxabene oxam bexabene ngengxoxo bexakwe yinxubakaxa. Ayike ligqirha likaqingeqinge libaqhatha mama ngeqatha leqhude. Ayike ligqirha likaqingeqinge libaqhatha mama ngeqatha leqhude.
MXO, Journey to Radiance, Journey to the Dream.
Mm.
Blessings are now. Let's go to some takeaways, potentially. Dr. Phyllis, we'll start with you. Takeaways from today's episode, Journey to the Dream, featuring MXO.
Blessings. I'm so grateful. As I think about and ponder the dream, where we are and where we need to be, I think about Angela Davis, and I don't want to mess up the quote, but I can no longer accept the things that I cannot change. I want to change the things that I can no longer accept. And that's kind of what I'm marinating on now, that we do need to move forward. We are loving, we are healing, but we do need to change what we can no longer accept to see the dream manifest.
The dream. MXO, takeaways from today's show, something you're going to take away with you.
We must protect each other and love one another. We have to heal those who have lost purpose. We have to take over the multimedia space, and we have to grow the economy of generalized and make sure that we reach the people who don't have means to hear the positiveness of the Radiance podcast. And blessings at you.
Blessings are due, blessings are now.
Yes.
I'm definitely going to take away a reaffirming of the role that we have as healers, as artists who've been divinely chosen, bit by the bug, the calling to be a healer, to use word, power, and sound to move mountains, to move millions towards a beautiful mindset that is all incorporating of peace, prosperity, and positive, progressive, universal vibes. I'm Wolfhawk Jaguar, Journey to Radiance, Journey to the Dream. Now, before we go, do the part from So Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going
to do a
And give
beatbox?
a translation. You said he was going to
Yeah,
do
and
that.
give the
but
translation.
Are you going to do a beatbox?
What?
Beatbox.
No, just do it, man. Just do it.
He's like, I can't do it without.
Blessings are now, even though we still cry for Mama Africa. I love you, you're so beautiful. Oh Lord, so beautiful. They hold you down for so long, our children cannot grow. Oh Lord, just let them grow.
Hey. So zufumana mandlam, abasekai bafundli nam. banifundisile ngongoku nhleli nawo hey funa umhlaba
Hey,
funa igolide
hey,
funa imayini funa idamani sifuna ingqondo zethu
hey,
funa ubuntu bethu
hey,
funa isikolo zethu
hey,
sifuna ukholo lwethu
hey,
sifuna ubuntu bethu
hey,
sifuna ibhanka zethu
hey.
sifuna ubuntu bethu hey.
Yeah, MXO. You can check that song out. So beautiful. We're going to put a link to the video that was shot. The film was co-produced by MXO. The amazing album features MXO's production, singing,
Yes, sir.
and general direction. And check it out, y'all. Journey to Radiance. The journey. The journey. The journey. The journey. The journey. Journey to radiance, 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 journey to radiance. On a journey to radiance, the beauty is so evident. When you shape, shift, and form, break away from the norm. Higher levels of achievement, persistence is needed. A campaign for black male achievement, rooted in cultural relevance. Opening the door for healing, flooding the mind with positive images. It's up to us to start loving us and really start believing. Black male reimagining the image of our greatness, building communities and taking ownership and knowing it's not about keeping score, but brothers coming together from shore to shore. And sure, the pain is the same. The game ain't gonna change until we become the change that we wanna see. I know we gonna win. Muhammad Ali, one is manifesting collective wealth. What a blessing guiding you on your journey to radiant health. Journey to radiance, 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 journey to radiance.
I know just who I am, who I aspire to be, healing, evolving through my creativity. When I am faced with the fear that tempts me to flee, I take the time to breathe, so I can clearly see that I was born with all the power to overcome challenges trying to prevent my progression. Outside influences have no effect, you see. Nothing will stop me from setting my spirit free.
Journey to radiance, journey